Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you joining me for the first time, my name is Melissa Reed. I'm a mixed media artist from Pennsylvania. So in last video, I mentioned that I was really excited about the next video I was going to do, and I am still really excited about this video, but I ended up switching gears a little bit. I had 3 different ideas for a video, and ultimately when that happens, I usually just go with whichever one is speaking to me the loudest, and that was this one. So you can see in front of me, don't mind the meowing cat, that I have several different colors of the Daler-Rowney acrylic inks here, and I will have a list of everything that I do end up using in the description of my video. I also have a variety of golden high flow acrylics that I'm going to be using as well, and a taped off sheet of watercolor paper. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, okay, Melissa, but these are not even, and they're actually not, and that was on purpose. I didn't measure anything. I just went ahead and eyeballed, but really what I was going for was some square spaces and some rectangular spaces, because I have an idea to do little miniature, 6 miniature artworks at the same time using acrylic ink and acrylic high flow paints, and I'm doing in each square. And some of the design ideas that I had work best with rectangles and some with squares. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Probably what will happen after the ink dries is I will go in and embellish with some other kind of mark making tool, possibly some collage. I don't know just yet. We'll have to see what happens, but stick around and we can find out together.
So I'm going to be working on these one at a time because I want the water to actually stay wet, because that's kind of the point of the water in this. So I'm just going in with a brush and brushing down a design, which is going to be really hard to see on camera. I could actually barely see it in person. But once you start setting the ink down, watch that. See how that it just kind of takes the shape of the shape that you have down there, in very much the same way if you were doing a watercolor and you're doing wet on wet technique with that. So that's kind of just what this is, but I'm using the acrylic ink. So I've got some, I believe that was either Payne's Gray or Indigo, I'll have to double check, and Red Earth that I'm using on that first one. I'm working quickly so that the puddles of water do stay intact, and switching sizes of brushes that I'm using. That one there was like a 2-inch flat brush that I think I got at Michael's, going in with some yellow, and also that was the Titan Buff in the fluid acrylic there. Going in again with a little bit of indigo and just spreading it around. I have no idea what these are going to ultimately look like, because once everything gets dry, I will then go in and make my final design decisions. What I'm thinking right now is to use up some of my hundreds of collage papers that I've made on the gel plate. I'm probably just going to randomly grab a handful of papers and work with what I've got. Actually, I'm voicing this over afterwards, and I can tell you that I did see some ideas in my head that I would have loved to have made papers for, but I promised myself I wasn't going to make any extra papers for this, and I was going to just work with what I have. One, because it sets up an interesting artistic challenge for myself, and also just to simply use up some of these papers. There are just stacks of them everywhere, and it'll be nice to clear some of them out, so this is a good kind of project for that. But obviously I have this speeded up to a 5 times speed there, but I am working very quickly, and part of it, like I said before, is to make sure that the water stays wet, but also because the point of this is to be very abstract and very intuitive, which to me means just working in that moment and just grabbing the next thing as that moment comes. Um, really love this color combination, by the way, I'm going to interject there. But not to overthink anything. And that's how I approached the whole entire piece, even with the collage part that's going to be coming up. And I go in here with some toothpicks just to spread some of that ink around in fine areas. And once this part is done, I'm going to let this all get dried, which took a while because I have a lot of water on there. I did ultimately end up mopping some of it up with a shop towel in some of the areas that were very saturated. And then once it got dry, I went through some of these collage papers, not really knowing what I was going to use. There were some that I really wanted to use that didn't end up making it in, but I was just basically going for contrasting colors, contrasting, not really shapes, but sections, if that makes sense. And that top left one there, that's the one that I think I had the most trouble with, and I didn't love at the end. But you know, again, this wasn't the point of this wasn't to make really great things. The point of it was to work quickly, give myself an exercise in creativity, on the spot creativity, and I think I accomplished that pretty well with this. And I do really like the outcome of a lot of these. So I'm using these, all of the collage papers that I'm using, I made, like I said, on my gel plate, and they are all printed on tissue paper. Some of them, as I was using them, it felt like was the wet strength, but most of it was just the regular tissue paper. I had bought a package of wet strength a while ago, and for me personally, the kind of art that I make, I don't find it to be necessary. I have learned to just work within the limits of the regular tissue paper, and if you're careful pulling that from the plate, it doesn't tear. And I actually like the way it lays on my pieces a little better, because when you use the wet strength, there's a tiny bit of the white of the tissue paper that will show through, but when you use just regular plain, it really just absorbs into the background, and all you see is the design that's on the front. I apologize that the bottom part of that is off screen there. I will notice that in a second and adjust it upwards for you. But yeah, these are all printed on tissue paper, and what I'm using as the adhesive there is Liquitex matte gel medium. That's typically what I always use. Not necessarily the Liquitex brand, that's just what I happen to have at the moment. I will say that I've used several brands and they all work pretty much exactly the same, so I don't necessarily have a favorite. I've used Michael's store brand, the Artist Loft, I've used Liquitex, I've used Golden. They're all really good and they all work well together. I have a half piece of one of my printed flowers there, and I desperately wanted to use it in one of these, but it just wasn't really working with the amount of space that I had available. And so it ended up having to go by the wayside. I also had some letters that I had printed on the gel plate, which I wanted to use, but really just wasn't loving any of that either, so that's going to be for a future project. Honestly, the pieces that I liked best were just the random shapes, and the black polka dots. I loved both the dots and the oval shaped ones that I have in the bottom left there. I think the contrast of those is really what was doing it for me in all of these pieces, um, because that was sort of what I was going for with this, was just a lot of contrast, both in color and in shape. I'm just going to work here and get the rest of the collage down, and then I'll talk to you about the next piece. I was really wishing I had some more of that paper that I'm using right now. I actually made that with a fabric print. It's kind of like that athletic fabric, and I did gel prints of that. I will attach that video to the end if you're interested in seeing how I made that. And it was very hard for me to just not go in and make some more, because it was sitting right there and I totally could have, but I promised myself I wasn't going to do that, so I worked within the slim parameters that I did give myself, and I think it all worked out pretty well in the end. You can see several times me trying out different pieces on different squares, and again, I mean, this seems like an obvious thing to say, but that really is the beauty of collage, because you can just see what it's going to look like before you commit to it. So it's not like paint where you might have to, paint over something or find a way to fix something that you perceive as a mistake. This way, you just don't glue it down and you can try it somewhere else. One thing to keep in mind if you're doing a piece like this where you're working quickly and intuitively is to, in the back of your mind, always remember that you need to know when to stop, because it's really tempting to just keep going and adding more and more, but there has to come a point where it's good enough and you know that you're going to continue to do other work on top of it, maybe with some mark making tools. So you don't want it to end up getting too busy. You want every element to kind of make sense next to the other ones, and it can be hard sometimes to remember to just stop and let the piece be as it is so that you can come back later and see what really might need to be done. And that's what I did here. I let those sit overnight, partially to dry, but partially because I wanted to come at them with a fresh eye. And I decided to go in with some Bombay India ink there in black and my bamboo skewer and just add some ink work to each of the individual pieces. And again, I tried not to overthink it too much. I went with first gut impressions on each one of the squares. I did go back in and add some things to each of them when I thought I might have been done, but this is all part of the intuitive process, really looking at it and instinctively gut reaction. What do I see on there right now? Or what do I not see on there? What's missing? What feels like it should be the right choice in that moment? And that's really how I approach most of my artwork. I mean, there are some that I do plan out depending on what it is, but for the majority of my mixed media work, it is all very intuitive. And that lets a part of myself speak that maybe couldn't and might be silenced in other ways, if that makes any sense to you. But I'm just going in there and finishing up each one of those squares with this ink. And once I get all of that done, I'm going to let these dry for one final time, and I'm going to get them all cut apart, and I will show you what I end up with. Oh, incidentally, in that bottom square there, I'm doing some asemic writing, which is just, it looks like writing, but it doesn't actually say anything, because I thought that would look pretty cool there, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Okay, and this is what we've ended up with after I've gotten everything trimmed up. These are pretty cool, I must say. I am really excited about them. They were so much fun to make, and I could definitely see any of these being framed up and displayed as little miniature works. In fact, I am most likely going to put these up on my Etsy shop, priced to move. This is going to be one of my lower price items, not framed or anything like that. It's just going to be the piece by itself. But if anybody is interested in purchasing one of these, I will have a link in the description for my Etsy shop and for all of my other social media as always. I'll also have a link for everything that I used in this video today, as well as some of my most used items as well for you. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. That helps me out so much. They started this new thing called Hypes also. It's free for the viewer, and sometimes you can only do it from your phone and sometimes not. I don't really know what that's all about, but if you liked it and want to help me push it out to more people, thumbs up, hype, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you want to be informed when I put out a new video, which is every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, click the bell notification and it will remind you that I have a new video coming out. And that's going to do it for today. So I hope you enjoyed these, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.